What's up, guys? It's Brian258357, and welcome back to a Minecraft video. It's been a long time. I understand that. It's kind of crazy. Today we're starting a Minecraft world, and I'm gonna attempt to stick with it. It's been rough. I've kind of picked and choose when I was going to try doing this YouTube thing and how hard I was going to go into it. But I've noticed that every day when I come home after work, I'm home for roughly around an hour and a half, hour before my girlfriend comes home. So I was like, during this time, I could be doing something productive. And I think I know what I'm going to do now. So, put down the render distance. We're gonna play some Minecraft. I've actually gotten a lot more into the game since I've played last, with just building and the concept of building, and I've grown to like it more because I've done more of like an abstract way of building, where I'm not building like regular shapes, I'm building more irregular than anything. But it's been great. Anybody watching, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys have been up to. And we'll go from there. I've been really busy with work. I upgraded to a journeyman finally. After 4 long years of doing my job, I'm now a full-scale bricklayer. And honestly, it feels different. It was weird from the day that I got my journeyman card and I went in. It felt like a giant pressure on my shoulders just got lifted. I actually realized that they push and put a lot of pressure on apprentices when they start out, and it's like I knew that. I knew there was a lot expected out of me. Like when I sit there and put like a hard day's worth of work in, I'd have people like, come on, what are you doing? Like, is that all you got done? Are you done messing around? Yeah, it's just constant, like, just trying to put me down kind of thing. And now that I'm where I'm at now, it's they don't care, they don't say anything. We're there asking me how I'm doing, telling me to, like, hey, we don't need it to go this hard, let's just calm down, let's slow it down a little bit, and we'll get this thing done. And it was just crazy. It was like, a couple months ago you'd have told me, or what are you doing, slowing down? We staring around now, huh? And now you're telling me to sit here and calm down, slow down for everybody. And the past few days we've been running hammer drills and chipping away at these block walls that have been filled with concrete, and so they can put beams in there. They're I-beams. And our contractor took it. I didn't know why. I really wish he would have subbed it out to somebody else, but it's also job security, so you can't be upset about it. But we got a new apprentice. He hates it. He was complaining about it this morning. He was really upset because of it. He was talking about how he went bowling last night, and he said his arms were hurt and arms are tender, and I was like, yeah, you're gonna have that. And I said, we all know it sucks, but it's gotta get done. I said, the more time we waste on it, it just will take a little bit longer. Like, you just need to put your head down, go, so we can spend as little time as possible on these things. I'm gonna try to see if I can spot some coal so I can get you guys some light. But I was like, I know it sucks, and there's plenty of days that it sucks. Especially like I was wearing a hoodie out, a hoodie, long sleeve shirt. It felt like I was wearing a hoodie, and I had a neck gaiter on, covering going to the top of my head, and and then I had it going to my just right beneath my eyes, so I could not be inhaling dust and not getting it all over me because I messed up. And 2 days ago, no, yesterday I came home, and when I showered, I was just covered in just dust. It looked bad. I had to like stand underneath the I had to stand underneath my shower faucet and just letting it drain all over me. It was bad. But it's like, yeah, man, I know it sucks. It's 90 degrees out, and I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, and my face is covered up, and it's pressed up skin tight. And we just, zombie spawner, that's actually really good. I'll set up near it. Silk touch, that's not bad either. Could actually put that on like an iron pickaxe, so when we find diamonds, we can harvest the first few and then save it. But AF2, okay. I was like, we just need to get our heads down and go and work as hard as we can to push on this. And we only had 6 beam pockets to do. Yeah, 6 beam pockets to do. And we're getting them 1 a day. And there's 2 groups of us. It's the apprentice and one of my coworkers, and me and another coworker going at it. So we're doing pretty good. But it was crazy just how much cherry wood. It's crazy just how much that pressure got relieved off my shoulders. Go harvest some of that here in a second. That pressure was removed, and it felt so good. Especially it's like they always tell you when you're starting out and like you're getting into the bricklayers and stuff, they're always like talking like, yo, you ain't gonna make it, you ain't gonna make it. The owner of my company even told me, because it's a lot of heavy work. You're picking up heavy things and doing really big manual labor things. The owner of my company even told me, he said, you're not big enough to be a bricklayer. You should just do caulking. And I know the caulkers, they have a little bit of an easier job as opposed to the bricklayers, but I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, dude, that's just not how I am. I want, if I'm going to be here, I want to be here in the thick of it, doing the hard stuff, I want to, which I'm sure he seen some kind of respect in it, but he congratulated me on actually getting my journeyman's card. And at the same time, he was mad that I got my journeyman card because there's 2 other guys in the company that were supposed to upgrade when I upgraded. And, like, crazy enough, like, they just didn't turn in, like, we're supposed to fill out time cards is what they're called. They're pretty much report cards. If you don't fill them out, then you can't upgrade. And if you get so many far behind, then they're supposed to kick you out, but they're not really strict on that. But if like the Board of Labor comes in and is like, hey, we want to make sure your apprentices are their hours are correct with our numbers, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, here they haven't filled them out, and it's like, oh, we'll kick them out of the program if they're not gonna do what's asked of them. So you got that. But this guy, like these two guys, were just not filling out them time cards, and so I upgraded. And what's owner of my company is he goes to church with one of those guys' grandparents, and like he was yelling at our instructor. I'm like, why isn't he upgrading? What's wrong with this? Why is Brian upgrading and not him? And it was just some big ordeal. And he's like, dude, he needs to turn his time card in, and he'll be good to go. And he's like, how much you gonna bet he'll have it in on Monday? He's like, I don't want to bet nothing. He's like, if you have anything to do, he'll probably yell at him. And like, which he ended up turning them in, but then you have to, when you turn them in, you have to then talk to your business agent through the union, and your business agent will send in a paper to the contractor warning them about it and be like, hey, by this date, you need to start paying them this amount of money, and they're going to be upgraded. And it was like, he for some reason, he turned in the stuff, but he hasn't talked to the BA at all, and the business agent, I don't understand it. And even the owner of the company is like, dude, you're missing out on $100 a week. Granted, that $100 comes with a bigger price to pay, and it's like, because you're protected as an apprentice through the union. So if like the contractor hated you, they can't just get rid of you without an actual reason to. And most of the times, like if the contractor's wanting to like get rid of you, they have to go to the union, and they have to ask the union, be like, hey, can we get rid of this apprentice? And they're like, why? Is there anything we can do about it? And they'll hold a board meeting. So you'll be put in front of the contractor, the union reps, and all these different people, and like other contractors and stuff, and you'll have to explain yourself to them. Be like, hey, why are you here? Why is this contractor wanting to get rid of you? What can we do to better you? Or how can we help the situation to where they could stay? So, but most of us, as like apprentices, we don't have to go through them. I only know of like 2 people have gone before the board. And like, if the people on the job are having a problem with you, they can request that you get put in front of that board. All they have to do is check a box at the very bottom of your time card. Yeah. I'm gonna eat this raw food just so I can clear up some inventory space. Why can't they just leave me alone? To be honest, when I do upload this though, I probably won't even upload this until I get like a couple of episodes made, probably like 30 episodes. I would like to, just so I can kind of make sure I'm serious about this. I don't want to waste anybody's time, get anybody hooked on a series, You know, if nobody's hooked on a series, it's like this thing can flop. I can scrap the idea. That's fine. Our Terraria Let's Play that I last uploaded from the point of recording this video. When I recorded that, I had like 20 after I had started it, and I was like uploading like every couple days. I did that. But every couple days I would like upload that. I just realized like I wasn't enjoying it and stuff like that. I didn't have fun. I like to bring it back, but I'll probably do a little bit more changing to it. And I'll probably do this for a minute before I actually kick off on a different series, you know? Just so I can make sure my head's in the right spot. But yeah, I've been tied up with work and stuff, doing stuff with that, and I've started to do a lot more side work, which is actually something I wanted to talk about. And man, it's so crazy to me. So when you're in the side job, the side gig business, like when you're doing like a skilled trade, so what I do is a skilled trade. Somebody just can't pick up a trowel and do what I do. That's just point blank, period. That's just how it works. You're not gonna be learning how to. They have a 9-week class, not 9-week, 8-week class before they even send you out to a job site to do it through the union. And even then, you go out on the job site and you still don't know what's going on, but you have kind of an idea of what's to be expected. Like, they just put you on what's called a production wall. So all you're doing all day is just laying block, laying brick, and then it's for the journeyman out on the job site to teach the apprentices. So, not everybody can do this, right? And I'd been doing some side work, getting some stuff done, you know. And these homeowners, dude, the audacity of them. Like, it's so disrespectful how they treat me. Which I understand, it's their house and stuff. But, like, it's disrespectful because they'll, like, sit there and try to waste my time or whatever, and they're not serious about getting whatever needs to be done. And, like, I'm not doing side work unless I'm making, like, I go at least my hourly rate, which by day, without, like, insurance and stuff like that, and before taxes, we make $250 a day, which generally I'll do $250. Most people will just say $300 a day. Like, some bricklayers won't work on the weekends unless it's for $300 cash. That's what they will do. Which, like, when you're bidding that stuff, you gotta understand that. And it's like, okay, I can try to talk to these guys and be like, hey, like, we need to talk about this money thing, and this homeowner just ain't gonna do it, or whatever. But the homeowner doesn't want to hear that stuff. They just want to hear the number and, like, figure out what the price is gonna be, and they want you to tell them some story. And so I did this one girl's house, which loved doing that for her, because it was just fixing a leak that she had. Okay. I was fixing a leak for her. I don't know if I want to build near this jungle. Might go back over there. Might go in the woods. I don't really build in the woods often. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, I went to work with this lady, and she was really nice. She was a single mom, so she didn't have like a traditionally around the household you have the man that does this stuff, and so she was a really do it yourself kind of girl, which she's been used to that kind of stuff, and which good on her. But she had attempted to do what I do for a living, and she couldn't do it. So she got a hold of me. And honestly, don't even remember how. But she got a hold of me and she messaged me and said, "Hey, Brian, can you come check out this hole? I tried to fix this leak by laying some brick in there, and I couldn't do it." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. I will gladly do something like that for her, just so it's done at least correctly. I don't want her to mess anything else up in her house if she were to mess something up, you know? So that's what I did. So I went in, and this can be difficult. I don't know where to exactly go. That's pretty cool. Let's just go right here on top of this. So village is that way. So I'm doing the bid for the job. I'm like, okay, I could run into some problems. So you'll have to anticipate something potentially going wrong too. That's a hard thing. So when you're coming up with it, I'm like, okay, do you got the brick? No. Do you got the mortar? No. Okay. I'll do all that. I'll get the material. All I need you to do is I'll just give you the bid and you tell me if it's good or not. And I think so. I was like, okay, I need a bag of mortar, which ain't nothing. That's like maybe $5, $8, maybe. I don't know. I didn't have to match a mortar color or nothing because it was all going to be beneath grade. I didn't have to match a brick color. I asked her, like, do you want the brick to kind of match? Or does it matter? And she's like, no, it doesn't matter. I was like, okay. So, I was like, this is probably only going to take me a day. I will say we'll do 300. Call it good. And she's like, yes, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, right on. I'll get a hold of you. I think there was rain or something like that. I was like, it's going to be raining here this week. So when the rain calms down, I'll come in and do it. So until then, I put up some plastic and stuff like that just to protect the area. And I was like, just keep an eye on it. I was like, it ain't fixed yet. So she's like, all right on. So after a couple days, I end up coming back, and which I'd been working on a brick job down the road. And at the end of each day, if we have leftover mortar, we'll just throw it away. So I was like, why wouldn't I just save the money and not get the bag of mortar? And I can just take some brick from the job site if my foreman will let me. So I asked my foreman, I was like, hey, can I take some of this mortar and some brick and go do this repair? And they're like, yeah, of course. So I'm already at. So I was like, right on. I did it right after work. Went in. Took me about 4 hours to do because I had to take out more brick than was intended, but I took more brick than I expected I needed. So I had plenty. So I replaced them, laid them back, jointed it, and stuff like that. Made it look pretty. Even though it was beneath grade, a lot of people will say don't make it look good just because it's not going to show. But if I'm doing the work and I'm there, I want it to look good. I want to show her that I'm doing my best. So I will sit there and be like, I'll make it look pretty because I don't know. She's supposed to pour concrete near it as like a patio and like cover up that area. But it's like if she walks past that every day and she looks at it and she's like, wow, that looks amazing. That's potential more work for me. If I make it look like hammered hell, then she's going to be like, ugh, I'm never going to let him work on my house ever again. So I'd much rather it look good. So, made it look all pretty and stuff like that. She paid me cash, $300. Boom. Easy, simple. She messaged me in a week. She got it done. That was one of the greater stories. Like, okay, I pretty much just got a day's worth of pay and half a day's worth of work, which is great. So, I have this guy. When I first started an apprenticeship, I didn't know what I was doing too much, and he asked me if I could repair a window, and repair a door, and repair a crack in the wall. I had taken it, I told him how much I would do it for, and the more and more I did it, I had a guy helping me. The more and more I did it, the worse it got. I was like, oh my gosh, I am in the hole now. I made, like, maybe like 175, me and that guy, 175 a day. Which, at the time, we were only like 50% apprentices. So, you take that 250 that we make a day, and you divide that, and then you got 250 in half, so that's 125. So I was still making money. Yeah, I was like making like 175 or something like that. But I wasn't making what I wanted to make. And I didn't want to pay, because that was another apprentice friend of mine, I didn't want to pay him that much. I wanted to pay him at least halfway decent so I could rely on him. Be like, hey, I appreciate the work. Thanks for helping out. Boom, here's your money. And get like, oh, thanks, wow, great, kind of thing. But it's alright. Well, a couple months ago, he calls me. He's like, hey, I got another job for you to do. Can you come out and bid it? And I'm like, okay. He's wanting to tear down half, like a partial of his house, and have me lay a foundation, and he's going to add on to his house. And I was like, oh, okay. And you just want the foundation done? He said, yes. Okay. I'm like, you got a picture, drawing, or something I can go off of, so I can, like, when I go to bid this thing, I need to know how much block I'm going to be laying, and have an idea of what's going to be there. Well, I think it totaled out to be like 300 block, which is quite a bit. A journeyman bricklayer should lay 150 block a day on a good day. But he's wanting to grout it solid, so he's wanting to fill it all up with concrete and all this sorts of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a couple guys come and help me with it so I can get it done faster. I got a company count for them, so I was gonna have 2 guys come help me. So one of us could tend, so one of us could sit there and dish out the block and stuff like that. So I got a price for the block, all counted out. Got all the price for the mortar counted out, all the concrete counted out. Okay, I'm expecting 3 days on this max because we got a lot of grouting to do in concrete to sit there and shake up. So, because that's going to be a hassle. So I'm like, okay, yada yada yada. I say the number to him, which I can't think of on top of my head, but it's a reasonable price. And he's like, ooh, no, that's not exactly what I was thinking. I was like, hey, I screwed myself over last time I worked for you. That's why it's such a good price. I was like, I've changed since then. I know what my product is worth. I know what I'm doing now a lot more. Like, I was qualified to do what I did before, but I didn't know how the money went. I was like, this is how it works now. And he's like, I can't do it. And I was like, yep, that's fine with me. I was like, take your drawing back. If something changes, let me know. But, sorry. He didn't hold no grudges against me, no nothing. And, I went on my merry way. But, it's like, that would have been a great job to get. Did I overbid? No. Did I underbid? I don't think so. But there was a guy that me and him bidded a door together. Like, he did a door. Like, he sat there and he's like, okay, this is how many brick you're gonna need, this is how many, all the materials and stuff. Like, come up with a number and I'll come up with what I'll tell you what I come up with and what I bid it for. And, like, I think I bidded the door, like, how much had to be taken out at, like, I think it was, like, 900 or something like that. He was like 2,400. I was like, oh, where'd you get that number? And he said, it's not about, you gotta make it worth your time. He said, it's your weekend that you're giving up for him. And he's, in all actuality, he pretty much just said, screw him. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I feel like I did that guy a service. I bid it at a right price, in my opinion. But I've been just learning that, and it's been crazy. Because you think you're so confident when right before you want to tell them that number, you're like, make sure all your stuff's ready. You know where your money's going if they have questions, and then they just turn and tell you no. And that's nuts. But I guess that's a game. I've gotten some good ones and I've gotten some bad ones. I did a pathway. Redid a pathway, I should say. Because the other one looked like bad. So I've done quite a bit of side work. It's helped fix a couple things, laid some tile. It's been a pretty decent, year, I should say, side work wise. But that's all. That's all the stuff I wanted to talk about in this episode, guys. We got not much done. We found a place that we can live, a place that we can call home. Survived the first night. Got some wheat. Maybe we'll start a sheep farm. I don't know. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like on the... Oh, is that okay? Please drop a like on the video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.